President Trump has shut down all air travel coming in from Europe other than from England itself. People are scurrying about trying to figure out how to bring the children home who are learning in Eretz Yisrael. Yeshiva day schools are closing down and are going to be relying upon some kind of venue of teaching from home by the teachers themselves on computers. Principals, assistant principals, Rabbanim have come down with the coronavirus. The home of the Sahar Torah, Reb Chaim Kanievsky, has been effectively shut off for the next foreseeable future, so far as a week or so. The NBA is down. Mr. Rogers himself has come down with the coronavirus. We don't know whether we can kiss the Sefer Torah as it passes on Mondays and Thursdays of Shabbos Kodesh, kissing mezuzahs. In Eretz Yisrael, they declare that gatherings that are to be found within closed areas should not have an excess of a number of 100 people. And this is after Purim. And we suddenly find ourselves in a greater v'na'afochu on a daily basis than ever before. So what are we supposed to do? Listen to the opening psukim of this forthcoming Shabbos Kodesh Kriyas HaTorah. Kodesh Baruch Hu tells us that whenever we are to take a census of Bnei Yisrael, we're never supposed to count heads because that could lead to a negev, to a terrible plague. But rather, zehitnu kola over al apakudim. This is what should be given. Machzis hashekel b'shekel hakodesh. A half shekel. And we're all familiar with the medrash that tells us niskasha Moshe Rabbeinu. That Moshe Rabbeinu had a terribly difficult time understanding this machzis hashekel, to the degree that when the pasuk says zeyitnu kola over al apakudim, the Medrash Tanchuma explains that Kodesh Baruch Hu took a machzis hashekel shel eish, of fire, mitachas, from underneath the kisei hakavod, the throne of the Almighty, and he showed it to Moshe Rabbeinu. And that's the Sefer Miskanim Osponon. He says, I don't understand two things about this Medrash. Number one, what exactly did Moshe Rabbeinu have difficulty understanding insofar as the mitzvah of giving a half shekel? And secondly, why was there a need that the machzis hashekel be that of eish, introduced by Kodesh Baruch Hu to Moshe Rabbeinu from underneath the kisei hakavod? And the answer is as follows. He says that the Ramchal in the Sefer Mesilas Yesharim explains to us that Shleimei Hadas Yizbarer Lahem Ki Rak HaShleimus Hu Hadavar Sheyachmod Lehem. In life, everything that we're supposed to be engaged in, everything that we do, all that we aspire towards, is supposed to be towards perfection. Being mashlim ourselves, perfecting ourselves, refining ourselves, working on ourselves in the way that we talk, in our amunah, in our belief, in the way that we daven, in the way that we learn, in the way that we treat each other, in the tzedakos that we give, in the part that we play for Klal Yisrael, in the learning that we do. And continues the Mesilas Yesharim, v'she'ein rag gadol, and in life, it can be wisely said that there is far nothing worse than michisaron hashleimos v'archakom mimenu. If indeed our entire life's endeavor is to perfect ourselves and bring ourselves to a sense of completion, then understandably, the worst thing in life is to be caught within a web or within some kind of a mahalek, some kind of journey in which we are finding ourselves constantly associated or even minimally associated with chisaron hashleimos, with a deficiency in shleimus itself. So suggests the Sefer Miskanim Osponon, based upon a comment of the Ksav Sofer, isn't it true, Moshe Rabbeinu thought to himself, that if indeed this is our life goal of shleimus, then why in the world would HaKadosh Baruch Hu grant us a mitzvah that is based upon deficiency? Not a shekel to be given, but specifically half a shekel, half of a whole. And why was it eish, right? Why is the antidote to that Kodesh Baruch Hu showing him the machzis hashekel of eish from underneath the kisei hakavod? And suggests the Sefer is the Kedim Esponam Alpi, the Ksav Sofer, that in life, everything that we do, everything that we undertake, everything that we strive for, even when brought to completion in accordance with our minds and hearts and understanding, can really ultimately, maximally be 50%. Because the other 50% that truly makes our Maaseh HaMitzvos, all of our strides and endeavors, whole and complete, can only come from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, in enabling us to complete it in a proper way, and being mashlim, in complementing us in our strivings and our endeavors, in enabling us to reach and to succeed in achieving the greater whole. And that's why, indeed, when the Machzis HaShekel shown to Moshe Rabbeinu was shown to him by the Almighty, it was shown to him a Machzis HaShekel, not the Machzis HaShekel of kesef, of silver, that we are to give, but a Machzis HaShekel of eish, of fire, that only HaKadosh Baruch Hu could grant us from underneath the Kisei HaKavod. Do you know what this means? What it's telling us is, in times of normalcy, and alachas kama v'kama, how much more in times of stress and fear, in times of ignorance and confoundment, such as we are experiencing right now with this coronavirus, when we hear all of the instructions from physicians, from politicians, from rabbonim, and we don't know what we can kiss, what we can touch, where we should daven, how many should be present, how our simchas are to be celebrated, how many can be invited. Should we stay at home? Can we go to minyan? How can we be yotzik tefillah b'tzibur? What this says to me is, ours is to take note and to try, v'nishmartem, ma'ol nafshosechem, to try to do what al pi derech hateva, when in a natural scheme of things, is the wisest thing to do, to see to it that we are kept afar from a spread of this terrible scourge. But simultaneously to understand that we need deepen our tefillos, we need deepen our learning, we need deepen our understanding that all that we can do, and as much as we can scrub, and as much as we can sterilize all the areas in which we present ourselves, and as much as we can test, we need to understand it's only a Machzis HaShekel. It's always, at most, when completed, only half complete. For the rest is the Matbeya Shalesh coming from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And if we really understand that in these times when we're so perplexed and so confused and don't know where to turn and whom to listen to and what to follow, maybe we'll just understand, first and foremost, that no matter what we decide to embrace, ultimately, anything and everything, of course, can only be completed by Hashem Yisparach. And if we appreciate that, then Amir Hashem v'nalfochu, the aftermath of this Purim episode that we've been finding ourselves celebrating for weeks before Purim already, will indeed turn around and will show us a time of a wonderful time of Orah v'Simcha v'Sas and Vikar, that indeed we will be able to embrace with the Yeshua from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, with the salvation from the place that it can only come in our deepening of our appreciation, our Havana, our commitment, our understanding, our allegiance to Hashem Yisparach, to His Torah and His mitzvos, and our reliance and understanding just how much Ein Lanu Ami L'Hishaim, that indeed at the beginning of the day and the end of the day, we rely solely upon Hashem Yisparach. Have a wonderful Shabbos.